Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm going to be doing a video on advice for new year 12s. I am year 13 and exams have been cancelled, so yeah, this is just for year 12s going into A levels and what they can do in this lockdown time. Please like, comment and subscribe if you like this content. So firstly, you've just been torn away from your school and like life is so sad. Like for year 11s, the jump from year 11 to year 12 is kind of exacerbated by like moving schools and that kind of thing. I feel like just like such a big change of scenery can kind of affect your work ethic and stuff, making new friends, all of your teachers, getting to know them, trying to make a good first impression. So yeah, I guess it can be quite difficult to transition, but I definitely recommend to kind of cool off from GCSEs, though to be honest, I'm not sure if you were like properly revising yet, but I was. But yeah, like after this time of like GCSEs, they've been cancelled. If you know you're not going to sit like any of them, which is quite lucky, I suppose, then you should really just take this time to refresh. Like remember that these circumstances are really like uncalled for, unprecedented, you know, so be gentle to yourself if you're not like doing pages and pages of Head Start work, and just try to stay connected with your friends and just like keep your well-being up because A levels are just crazy. For year 12s, considering you have such a long time before school start again, I definitely recommend to try reading up, just like a light bit of a flick through the first few topics you're going to go through, because it will just help you to not be seeing the content for the first time when you're in your lessons, so you won't feel like imposter syndrome and things like that if like it seems everyone else knows what's happening but you'd have no clue. But yeah, I guess you could just do some light reading. Perhaps if you're not entirely sure on what subjects you want to do, I definitely recommend using this time to explore different subjects. Like if I had looked in psychology, I probably would have been doing that and enjoying life, you know, but instead I stuck with maths, and we'll see how that turns out once the teachers give us their chosen grade, whatever it is. But yeah, like there's so many subjects that people don't really know about, and just because you haven't done it at GCSE doesn't mean that it's a good subject for you to take in the future, and who knows, it could even be a future career for you. So definitely try to use this time to just see, like realign it with what your priorities are and if you're still doing the same subjects that you think you'd enjoy the most. So once you've started in September or wherever the school's open again, I definitely recommend to just try your hardest, you know, and it can be quite difficult. I feel like especially from having such a long time off of education to go back into such an intense environment, but I really recommend to try and build good habits from day one so that you'll have a higher standard for yourself. And that would mean just using your free periods by going in study spaces and like not eating like at random times, and try to wake up at the same time. Just try to set yourself into a routine that makes your life less difficult, you know. It's just like you're just following the routine of life instead of having to decide like, oh, am I gonna study or am I gonna like just sit on a sofa and just like go on my phone with my friends. So yeah, I definitely recommend you try and put in really good habits for the future. And in light of the way the government has handled the grades, I'd say definitely try to befriend your teachers, because that is definitely something most people regret. Because obviously you can just have a teacher and just have a normal relationship, but this has shown that you need to try to be the one that they like the most. I'm not salty, but yeah, I suppose just try to really connect with your teacher and be able to ask them questions and things, because that would just make your life easier. It can definitely be hard in the beginning because there's so many new people, you want to seem like perfect and whatever and not ask questions, But honestly, the teachers prefer the ones who are like engaging in the lessons and like putting their hands up and talking and asking questions whenever they have them. So I definitely recommend trying to be one of those type of people. And I regret not doing that as much as I could have, because now my teachers don't like me. But so for a more holistic approach, I suppose, I'd say definitely try to join your school's societies. And I ended up starting a society in my school, you know, K-pop society. I'm so cool. But yeah, basically it's a really good opportunity to just make friends with people who are similar to you and have the same interests. And honestly, like, everyone will just like clicks, and it's just a good way to separate your day out, just a bit of fun at lunch, and just that sense of community quite early on is great to make friends and feel comfortable in school. And definitely on like the first days, I'd recommend to really just like sign up for everything that you think you might be interested in, because even if you decide you don't want to be a part of it, you've already like had the opportunity to. So if you change your mind later down the year, it will be easier for you to join in and be a part of societies. And even like sports and things like that are really good for your well-being and your friendships and things like that. Yeah, so also for later on in the year, I'd really recommend trying to get as much work experience as possible and just really putting yourself out there, like emailing people and searching things online, going into any like career guidance people, and getting like Eventbrite, all of those type of things. Like for me, I did an EPQ, so I ended up going to loads and loads and loads of scientific lectures to get primary research and to have conversations with the lecturers and all of the scientists. And honestly, it's so enlightening, you know, because it's like you're really talking to the people that are like the top in their field, and it just shows you where you could be in a few years. And it's kind of like, that's kind of a big difference from GCSEs, where it's like you're with the year sevens and everyone's young and you're doing loads of subjects you don't want to do. Like, this can be a time for you to really engage in what you're interested in and just elevate yourself into that higher level, and perhaps get a LinkedIn and things like that. My friend has one, she wants to do law. So like with LinkedIn, you can get like work experience and internships and network and all of that. So you're building connections for when you want to get jobs or so I'd also say with sixth form, it's really important for you to have a really good like filing system, because you're going to get so much paper and it's actually like insane how much it is, and you have to have your own paper. Like loads of times people wouldn't have paper left and then you'd have to like give them paper, or like you wouldn't have paper and then they give you stuff, and it's just so easy to lose sheets and things like that. So definitely try to organise yourself really well and keep to that, like every week clearing out your weekly folder into your folders or things like that, like maybe once you finish the topic, and just be able to really like consolidate all of your learning and look back on what you've written. My biology teacher used to always say, like, go through your class notes and then write in things you've got wrong from doing past paper questions. So just that kind of attentiveness to just like keeping on top of what you've done and all of that, because, you know, like the learning curve is like, you don't want to keep like forgetting stuff. So just keep on revisiting things that you've done and keep organised. And so finally, I just wanted to say, especially in year 12, don't be afraid to change subjects or like take 4 subjects in the beginning and drop one. Like take double math, like taking further maths and then dropping that if you didn't feel it. It's definitely better to take 4 subjects in the beginning and then drop one than to take 3 subjects and then have to start again and have to catch up in a class. It's just more difficult. So I definitely recommend signing up for 4 subjects if you don't know which one you want to carry on. And also don't be afraid to drop subjects, because most university places only count on 3 grades. It's better to get A star AA than AABB, you know? So just try to really put your focus on the subjects that you need for university, or the ones that you think you can do the best in. And just be aware that things can be done. There are exceptions to rules and things, so don't be afraid to change the subjects, even if they discourage it. because I wish I did. And lastly, I'd recommend joining your school's leadership. So I myself led a society, but also like school council and all of those kind of things, that you can just show that you're a leading kind of person, head boy, head girl, though my school didn't have that. And yeah, just that kind of thing to show leadership qualities and organizational skills and all of that, just to show that you're part of your school community. On university applications, it can be a good thing to see. As well as that, just another thing, I definitely recommend reading literature and books that you can put in your personal statement. I definitely recommend reading them earlier on in the year when you don't have exams, and then making a lot of notes on them so that you can refresh your mind when you're writing your personal statement. So thanks for watching this video. I hope it's been useful for all of the year 11s now going on to year 12. And just stay safe, it's a pandemic, so even if you're not the most productive in this time, just know that all you need to be doing is keeping healthy and mentally healthy as well. So take care, and I'll see you in my next video.